We are going to be working on lesson 7, equal or unequal today. First of all, we're going to start out with a problem of the day. How many more square tiles are there in the design than all of the other tiles combined? I'm not going to answer this question. I'm going to give you the opportunity for some extra credit points at the end of your assignment. So you can come back to this beginning of this video and take a look at this and see if you can figure out the answer to it. That's going to start you off today. All right, let's go to our lesson. Equal or unequal? So there's a little bit of new information here that we haven't done before, but in some ways we kind of have. You've learned to compare numbers. You do this by using the symbols as less than or as greater than. We do that a lot. Today you will learn to compare numerical expressions. Now remember, last week we did numerical expressions, and those were like different than number sentences because they just expressed a sentence in numbers. There's no answer, so there's no equal sign to a numerical expression. There is to a number sentence. Okay, so let's take a look at a problem. We're going to compare numerical expressions, okay? All right, so here's our problem. We're going to take this problem and we're going to put it into a numerical expression, and we're going to compare the two different expressions. So here's what we have. Claire had 7 fish in her aquarium and Regina had 11 fish. Claire got 2 more fish and Regina gave 3 of her fish to her brother Tom. Compare the number of fish the two girls have now. It's not asking you for any answer. It's just asking you to compare them. So I'm going to show this using counters. So let's take a look at what Claire has first. So Claire had 7 fish. So I'm going to make 7 fish to show Claire's. Whoops. No, don't do that. Sorry, guys. So I need 2. Stop it. I should just go back to using the keypad, the pad. Do better than using a mouse. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Okay. This is what Claire has. Now Regina had 11 fish. So I'm going to cheat here. Watch. So I already know I have 7. And I want to clone that. I'm going to put those all over here. Now I only need 4 more, right? 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I could have just copied 4 from the other side. Okay, so here's what we have. So I'm going to put the numbers in. So Claire has 7, and Regina has 11. But now Claire got 2 more fish. Right? So if she gets 2 more fish, we're going to add 2. I'm going to show that a little bit with my counters. I'm going to add 2. 1, come on down, 2. But Regina gave 3 of her fish to her brother Tom. So if she gives them to Tom, that means we have to take them away. So 11 minus 3. Right? So I'm going to show that by taking 3 away. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Compare the number of fish the two girls have now. I'm not going to write an answer. All I'm going to do is use one of these symbols, is greater than or is equal to go between them. Okay. So in my head, sure, I can do the answer. So I know that 7 plus 2 is 9 and 11 minus 3 is 8. So that means my symbol is greater than goes between them. That means 7 plus 2 is greater than 11 minus 3. Right? This is what we call an inequality. Right? I'll show you that down here. Right? When we use that is greater than or is less than symbol, we are saying that the two sides of the symbol are not equal. They're not the same. This is not the same value as this. So we say they're not equal. We call them inequalities. In is that prefix and it means not. So that means not equal. If they were equal, we put the equal sign between them, but we don't do that with inequalities. That means they're not equal. Okay? So an equation, here's another word that we have. An equation is a number sentence that says two expressions are equal. That's an equation. Here's an example of an equation. 4 plus 4 equals 7 plus 1. This is 8. This is 8. They're equal. 40 minus 10 is equal to 6 times 5. 40 minus 10 is 30. 6 times 5 is 30. They're equal. So we have an equation. 12 minus 3 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. They're equal. These are equations. What we have above, the example with Claire and Regina, this is an inequality. That means they are not equal. Right? If you get confused, you can review this over and over again. So here's a summary. An inequality is a number sentence that uses is greater than or is less than. These two symbols, we use it as an inequality. 5 plus 6 is greater than 8 plus 1. I know 5 plus 6 is 11, 8 plus 1 is 9, so I know that's greater. 18 minus 5 is less than 15 plus 5. 18 minus 5, and I know in my head is 13. 15 plus 5 is 20. This is an inequality. This is less than this. 6 plus 3 plus 2 is less than 20 minus 4. Don't need to, if I can figure it out in my head, that's all I need to do. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. And on this side, 20 minus 4 is 16. So these are inequalities. Quick review. These are equations. These are inequalities. Equation has the word equal in it. Equal means equal. Inequality means they're not equal. Okay, they're showing these as two sides. So I took 5 plus 6 and I brought that down. That's 11. 8 plus 1 is 9. 18 minus 5 is 13. 15 plus 5 is 20. 6 plus 3 plus 2 is 11. And 20 minus 4 is 16. And you can see now how these symbols fit these inequalities. All right, here is a problem. Lachlan, Blake, and Dylan each tried to find a number that would make the inequality 5 plus something is greater than 10 true. So which number sentence is true? What's going to go in that blue box? I'm going to do it this way this time. Ignore the bottom part because there's no other way I can do this. Okay, Lachlan says 5 plus 6 is greater than 10. You know what, maybe it's just better if I do it this way. Sorry, I'm going to go this way. Blake says 5 plus 8 is greater than 10. And Dylan says 5 plus 3 is greater than 10. So who's right? Well, 5 plus 6, if I figure that out, and I can do that in my head, 5 plus 6 is 11. And I know that 11 is greater than 10. So Lachlan is correct. 5 plus 8 is greater than 10. 5 plus 8 is 13. So Blake is correct. 5 plus 3 is 8. And 8 is not greater than 10. So that one's not correct. So in this situation, there can be many numbers that fit this blue square to show that 5 plus 10 is 5 plus something is greater than 10 to make that true. Now, if I switched it around and I made it 5 plus 10, and I changed this out, and I made that is less than 10, who would be true? Who would be correct? In that case, Dylan would be the only one that is correct. But in the way we originally have it, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to put that back. Come on, go back. Thank you. We actually have more than one answer. Both of these are correct. So in a situation like this, you might have more than one answer. All right, so let's try some examples. We're going to choose the symbol that fits. Let's see which way I want to go here. I can't remember what's underneath. All right, let's go down to all of these. So first we have 12 plus 5 and 20 minus 2. All right, I'm going to change this a little bit here. That, so it'll fit. Well, 12 plus 5 is 17. 20 minus 2 is 18. So I know that 17 is less than 18. So my symbol is less than. Come on. There we go. It's there. Sorry, undo that. Put you back. Is less than. 17 is less than 18. 46 plus 10. 46 plus 10 is. Move that. 56. And we already have 50 over here, so I don't need to do anything to that side. So 56 and 50, when I compare them, I know that 56 is greater than 50. On this one, back here, 27 plus 8, that's 35. 6 plus 29 is also 35. And this time, my symbol is equal to. This is an equation because both sides are equal. These are inequalities. Right? Let's try number 4. Ariel had 11 rocks and then collected 4 more. Audrey had 13 rocks and gave away 3 rocks. Write a number sentence to compare the number of rocks. So when I make this a number sentence, that means I've got both sides that I'm comparing. So Audrey had 11 rocks. So I'm going to start with what Audrey had. She has 11. And then collected 4 more. If she collects them, that means she gains them. She adds them to her collection. So she has 11 plus 4. Ariel, I'm sorry. Audrey had 13 and gave away 3. Give them away, that means they subtracted them, right? So let's bring this closer together for you. On this side, I have 11 plus 4, and this side, I have 13 minus 3. Well, it should be pretty obvious. If I start with 11, which is close to 13, and I add 4, I'm going to get something greater than if I have 13 and I subtract 3. So my answer here is greater than. I hope that isn't confusing either. Okay, so today's assignment then is to do page 223, number 6 through 16. But as a bonus, I'm offering you 3 extra credit points if you solve the problem of the day. Right? I hope you get it. Work on those. Your assignment is due on Tuesday at 8 o'clock in the morning.